What's going on, guys? Mark here, back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about a few things that I wish I knew when I started training. Now, I've been training for about 3 to 4 years now in the gym, and along my fitness journey I've picked up a few things that I've realized that I wish I knew back when I started in the beginning. So the first thing on my list today is that training and fitness, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. This isn't something you should be trying to rush. If you don't see any progress straight away, that's absolutely fine. The main thing is the consistency to keep going. Sometimes you have to find some kind of training method, or sometimes you have to find a training method or a training style that works for you, that brings you the best results. And yes, with that, we do have to experiment with other training styles. But in order for you to see some kind of progress, I would suggest sticking to one program for 3 to 4 months before changing it, just to see if it works for you. Because you might train for maybe a month with one style of training, one training program. You might not see the results you want, but it takes a little bit of time for you to see those results. So if you switch it up and go to another one too soon, that one might have benefited you, and this new one now, you might not do that one for long enough either. So make sure that you are doing your training program with enough time to allow your body to adapt and you can see the results. The next point I'm going to cover is that genetics do matter. Now, I can work as hard as I can in the gym, and someone else can work as hard as they can in the gym, but our results will be different. You might see someone on Instagram or in the gym who has a six-pack that you will never have. Now, I'm not saying you can't get a six-pack, I'm just saying that their six-pack you will never have, because your genetics are different. As much as we train, whether we train our biceps, triceps, muscles can increase and decrease in size, but what never will change is the shape of that muscle. We can't change that. That is where the genetics comes in. This next one is a big one, especially for someone like me who's a little bit younger, especially when I started training in the gym, is don't allow others to influence your training so easily. When you're younger, you get influenced a little bit easier. You listen to what someone that's a lot bigger than you says, you take it for gospel. So I would definitely recommend that you don't do that. As much as someone else might have a lot more experience than you in the gym, and they might actually have the knowledge to help you, sometimes don't take what everyone says for gospel. Because again, what might work for them might not work for you. I see a lot of people looking at influencers and people with big names in fitness and taking what they say and applying it to their own training. Now, while that might be a good idea, at the same time, as I said, you need to stick to a program that works for you and stick to it consistently. If you decide to do a program and then see someone that's a big name tell you do something else and you go and jump onto that, you've now just ruined all the progress that you made beforehand, and now you're back to square one. This next one is huge. This is one that I had to humble myself with, and that is, it isn't all about the heaviest weight you can lift. Just because with one exercise you can lift a lot more weight, but you're doing a lot less reps, and they're not good reps, that's not beneficial to you. You need to make sure that every exercise you're doing it efficiently, and you're doing it with the best form, because that's going to give you the best results along your journey. And that one kind of goes into this next point that I'm going to make, and that is building muscle and losing fat. The idea behind it is actually quite simple, and the best way that I can sum it up is to lift with good form at a good rep range. So let's say 6 to 10, maybe 12 reps, doing compound movements, being as consistent as possible, getting in the right protein intake. And if you're trying to build muscle, you're trying to be in a calorie surplus, so up your calories. If you're trying to lose fat, you're going to be in a calorie deficit. It's not rocket science, is it? And that last point right there, I think, is a big issue in the fitness industry, where a lot of people are looking at influencers and seeing how good they look, and they don't understand why they can't look like that as well. Now, the two main things is your diet and your consistency, because you're seeing them, you're not seeing the same results in a month, 2 months, and you lose your consistency because you think, oh, I'm never going to look like that. They've been training like that for years, and you have to remember that. So the next time you look in the mirror and you think to yourself, you're never going to look like this person, or you're never going to look like that person, just remember that you have to stay consistent, and your time will come, you'll get there. It's just not there yet, and you just have to stay consistent and stay positive with your training, and remember that you will get there. Anyway, guys, that is my 5 points to what I wish I knew when I started training. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a big like on the video. It does help me out a lot. And if you enjoyed, go and hit that subscribe button. Anyway, guys, that's enough from me in today's video, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.